And I get up to the desk and the guy's like, where's your return ticket? I was like, I don't have a return ticket. And he was like, well, we can't let you get into the country unless you have a return ticket. And I'm like, say what? Found the ticket, right? We paid for it. I'm looking at the Kiwi.com app, and I'm looking at it, looking for my ticket to go through.
So I looked up at the time, I looked at the boarding pass, and I said, Gift, mate, I'm gonna have to go. So I went up to the counter and said to the lady, look, can we please take this bike with us? I need this bike. And she said, no, the bike was booked in Gift's name, and if he didn't get on that plane, neither did the bike.
I'm like telling Jason, go ahead, head to Japan. I'll figure it out if, whatever happens, happens.
As I head to the plane, I began to calculate in my mind what all this might mean. It's not as if Gift and the bike could just climb onto the next flight and arrive in Osaka that same day. There were connecting flights involved.
And I'm looking at it, looking for my ticket to go through. And it is like the countdown for a bomb.
The schedule and the budget were watertight. And Gift and the bike's late arrival would change everything.
5, boom, you're doing it. 4, you're hearing it slow down. 3.
And amongst all my financial concerns was the realization that one of my original dreams, the idea of riding up to Tokyo Stadium on my bike before the Australia-Wales game to celebrate the end of my ride, was going to be denied.
And the ticket came through. I run over. I'm like, hey, boom, look at this.
Suddenly from nowhere, Gift is standing next to me.
But we got it. We got it.
Japan, here we come.
Japan, here we come.
This is Japan, and right from the start, this is a world away from Saigon, Phnom Penh, Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, and pretty much everywhere else we've been to since Singapore.
Now, my only previous trip to Japan was a stopover, so I was super excited to visit this foreign country on my bike.
The first of 4 days of riding, the USA versus England game. Now the bike, according to the mechanic who left me in Saigon, said this was a pile of rubbish. It was broken beyond repair. I said, can I get another 4 days of riding out of it? He said, maybe. Let's see how far we can go.
So, Rugby World Cup day, USA versus England. The first one. First Rugby World Cup game of the media passes. So it's about to get live out here. Live. And I'm here for it.
Today's game was the first of 2 games for me. But for Gift, it was the first of all 4 USA games in the Rugby World Cup. And then the Australian-Wales game.
Alright, so a new country, new rules, and Japan's no different. Yeah, it's easier than certainly Cambodia or Vietnam, but still got to kind of negotiate all the little traditions and ways they do things here on the road. One of the things here is definitely a little bit of a pain in the bum is the fact I keep running into red lights every 30, 40, 50 metres. And that's because I'm trying to avoid that big highway, that big motorway up there. I also have to watch the time. The game starts, I think, at about 5:45, and it's even though it's about mid-morning, I don't want to miss it.
Now, bikes are not allowed to go on the major highways. That means the roads I took were non-stop red lights for 50 kilometres. Now, what started as an inconvenience soon turned into a real threat to my timing to get to the game. And I began to start running through the red lights when I thought it was safe enough. And when I came to a T intersection, I would jump on the sidewalk until I was through that intersection and come back on the road.
I think I have to say, like, whenever we pulled up to the stadium, it was kind of awe-inspiring. It became real. So, finally made it here in Kobe for the USA-England game. Only got about 7 hours. Got my accreditation pass. We official now. I love the fact that we have this beautiful stadium over here. But right in the backdrop, people doing laundry. Beautiful stadium, people doing laundry. All the winners of the last, 6 Rugby World Cup? 7 Rugby World Cups? Who wants to put money on the fact that it's not gonna be one of those jerseys? Anybody? Stadium, laundry. 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 Stadium, laundry. This is what we're talking about. You already feel how big it is gonna be. Like, it's nuts right here, right? Like, maybe France will be up there? No. This is nuts what can be accomplished in such 110 meters. I don't even know if that line made sense, but it sounded so dope in my mind. England, I get it. That's what I like, all right? Because this field makes you feel powerful. That's not the most rugby thing ever. I don't know what is.
Just as I'm on a tight schedule to get somewhere, flat tire. First one since KL when I was trying to get to a Julie's party. Now another one as I'm trying to get to this England-USA game.
Do you remember what happened that day in Malaysia in episode 2? It wasn't the puncture that caused me to be late. It was the fact I didn't have the right spare tube. And guess what?
Look at my spare tyre. It has a rip in its side.
That's right. History was beginning to repeat itself. And I began to wonder whether I was going to miss this deadline as well.
Raced here. So got to be here for that 5:45 start, got to be here for that 5:45 start. I got here and it starts at 7:45. And the hospitality I've received from the staff here as I walked through the door to get my media pass was unreal.
Before Jason had made it in and made his bike ride, I was like, yo, let me go do some stuff out in the crowd. And yourself? let me know how much of that English bin pride you guys got. Is it video? It's video. Who you guys going for? Clearly. Yes, some US support. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah!
We're talking about Eagles. At least we're only going to lose by 45.
How you guys doing today? God, I love it. The food here. Yeah! I really had fun just engaging and interacting with them because you get to feel the personality of it. And are you guys gonna throw Japanese teas into the water too? It makes it all feel much more communal, and it made it even much more real than it could have been. Alright, so we're finally here at the Rugby World Cup. How you feeling being out here?
It's great. It's great to finally get here and to get things happening. Who do you like for this game? England are obviously going to be favourites, but your boys, USA?
I'm here for the US all day. All day and then again tomorrow.
The red, white and blue versus the red and white.
Right.
The Boris Johnson versus the Donald Trump.
We're not gonna go there.
Yes, we are.
We're not gonna go there.
We're gonna go there.
We need it. And then the game kicked in and reality kicked in and the USA got mollywopped.
The Poms, of course, were in good voice, but I found the whole atmosphere a little bit flat. I guess the game didn't have much anticipation to it because it was a blowout as everyone expected to. England won 50-7.
But you know, we got our pity score at the end. All right.
Pity try!
It's last man scores wins the game. That's it for today. USA England in the bag. That was the first one. Still more to go. Yeah! Let's go! Let's go!
So today's a really tight day. Get to the train station through probably 100 set of traffic lights again. Then I need to get up about halfway up the coast and set up on my next stage of my bike journey, which means I need to complete 50 kilometers today before the sun goes down. Step 1, ride the bike to the nearest train station. Step 2. Take a bullet train to Shikua. Ride the bike from Shikua up to Fujimoa. It was this twilight ride that provided me with one of the very best riding experiences I had on the trip thus far.
This traditional Japanese room I'm staying in tonight. No bed, just mattress. So boy oh boy, what a day. So it started very late in the day. I got out of Shikoza at 4:30. It was already getting dark. I had 50 kilometers to get to the hostel. And not long after that, a guy turns up. A guy on a road bike, and he says, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going to Fuji, or thereabouts." He goes, "Come with me. I'm going to go to Fuji, we'll get there in an hour." And man, it was hammer time. We were going through all these little villages, we were going through all these little narrow streets. I just had a ball, and I said to him, "Let's just keep going, this is fun, this is great." It reminded me of some of the earliest ideas I had for this ride. That I wasn't going to go by myself, but there was a group of us, and we were going to go off and we were going to go race through the countryside. And it's a taste of what's coming tomorrow, because tomorrow is Mount Fuji.
We were able to fly over to Tokyo.
So I just got in Osaka. Got into Tokyo. So, just got done watching Japan defeat Ireland. That was dope. Nice to be in Tokyo. Feel much more awake now. Don't feel as tired as I was coming out of Saigon. I think lugging a whole bunch of bags kind of woke me up and reminded me that work was still being done.
I love it. Right on.
So I don't think I've seen Shibuya at night. Oh, this place is nice. Like, this is what I thought Singapore would look like. This is nice. See? Things you get second time around. You never know what it's gonna be.
The guest house at Fujimoa was a traditional Japanese home. And the lady there was just so nice to me. She made me feel so welcome. And look what she gave me. This little cute Mount Fuji toy.
I'm just now leaving the town of Fujimoa. Today I just really want to enjoy some classic Japanese scenery. There she is, baby, right around the corner from my hostel. Basically sleeping under its shadow all night. But there she is, what a beauty. Come on, Mount Fuji!
So I didn't exactly go to the top of Mount Fuji. Instead, I kind of went around the base, commonly called the Mount Fuji Highlands.
Probably got about 10 or 12 kilometers of very steady incline, which is what I signed up for, really. Particularly today. Particularly for today.
It was the longest and steepest incline for the entire trip, around 25 kilometers. And at the very top,
Japan never lets you go anywhere without having a drinking option from a vending machine. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, having winded my way through all those mountains, I've come to a beautiful valley called the Katemba Valley, and it's just stunning. It's just one beautiful experience after another here. And I saw my first sign to Tokyo, 100 kilometers away. The only nervous thing for me is that I've got to go actually out of the valley, which means probably going through those mountains again. Who could be bothered going over mountains? Let's just go through them, hey? And now it looks like we're going down.
going through these really cool long tunnels, which technically I wasn't allowed to be in. And there was one tunnel in particular I remember I had to get off the road and onto the gutter.
Nice truck!
And it was all downhill for the rest of the day.
This has been the best riding day of my life. I thought I was just going to go around Mount Fuji, see this wonderful mountain, then get on some highways home. But it just keeps getting better and better. Just going through all these hills and mountains and valleys, it's just such a blessing. This is the very last day of this ride. I have 54 kilometers to go from here, wherever I am, all the way up to Tokyo Stadium to see Australia play Wales, where I will meet Gift and we will end this ride. I've got my bags packed. I've tried to get my bike in the best condition I think it can be in. I don't want any last minute problems. Let's just do this and let's get this done and let's celebrate like it's 1999.
I gave myself about 10 hours to cover 56 kilometres, which, to be honest, I probably could have walked. Except one thing I had learnt on this trip: never underestimate how bad things could get. Particularly with this bike, which was now a bucket of bolts.
Alright, new day. It's a Sunday out here. And you know what that means? Australia-Wales time. But it should be a good day. Meet up with Jason as well too. So that's gonna be fun. It's our last game together.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, after 2,500 kilometres, I'm down to the last 20 k's. That way. Hopefully within an hour and a half, 2 hours.
At this point, around the halfway mark, I decided to stop looking at Google Earth, stop counting down the kilometres until the end of the ride. I decided it was time to just reflect a bit. 2 weeks earlier, when I rode out of Bangkok with the busted ankle, I decided, in the light of all the bad luck that I had experienced, all I could do now was to knuckle down and knock over those metres, minute by minute, day by day, hour by hour. And I knew if I did that long enough, and by the grace of God, my body and my bike held together, then the day would come when I would look up over my handlebars.
There it is, everybody. 800 metres in front of me.
And see the Tokyo International Stadium. I tried to organise a welcoming party for me at the end, but I was denied. I couldn't contact Gift either. Instead, I rode up to the footpath, picked up my bike and all my gear and dragged them up those stairs. I found a nice volunteer lady and asked her to take these pictures.
I did it, man. I did it.
So, where exactly was Gift this time?
I definitely got lost around that stadium a little bit. I finally met up with Jason, and you know, Jason was just in exhilaration.
We are here! Australia, Wales, man about town. See who's here, see what's going on, see what's enjoyable. Who you want to win this game?
Wallabies.
Well, have to be Welsh, I guess, isn't it?
This one was the best. All the Welsh people, Aussies, Japanese.
Who's winning today? Wallabies! Yeah!
But they came with energy.
Wrong. It's right here, mate. I've even got the official match ball.
In hindsight, it's hard to imagine what this trip would have been like without Gift. During this trip, whenever my energy levels were down, he just seemed to take us up to that next level. I mean, the thing is, people love Gift because Gift loves people. Most importantly, it was our friendship together that made all the difference to this ride. And tonight was going to be our last chance to celebrate that.
So Jason and I end up going inside and we head out to watch the game.
So are we getting any free beer up here?
No.
Does the media get free beer?
And I have to say, the game experience for Wales, Australia was different than what I had from USA, England. I literally could feel the energy from the crowd. Watching Jason as Australia ended up getting beat by Wales, like that was the pure emotion. This is all in for you.
No! What is wrong with that? You tell me what's wrong with that.
Well, the Wallabies were just the Wallabies, and the men in red deserve their tight win. But for Gift and I, this wasn't just about a game of rugby. This night was a celebration of a very, very special time in our lives.
That was going to end up being the last night that Jason and I were going to end up being together. So, you know, it was, you're talking about 6 weeks, you know, 6 countries, getting to know each other, going through everything. The whole trip was everything that I could ask it to be. And I'm glad I did it with that guy.
I guess at the end of the day, when all is said and done, you can say that we are mates in rugby.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bray train and the Gift time. We're signing off what has been a memorable last 6 weeks of history. Singapore,